Hey everybody, I'm Scott Wikle. You're listening to My Kind of Country. Thanks for joining me on a Monday night. It's an honor to welcome this return guest to my show tonight. I was privileged to meet and spend some time with her a few years ago when she won a Hall of Fame award from the North American Country Music Association's International Hall of Fame in Pigeon Forge. And we've stayed in touch all these years and had some wonderful conversations, and she is one of the best in the business. The original voice of Highway 101, 4 number one hits, 10 consecutive top 10 hits, 2 CMA awards, and she's back with a brand new song, and we are going to debut it for you on the radio tonight, and she's here to talk about it with us tonight. It's a pleasure to welcome Paulette Carlson to My Kind of Country. Paulette, how are you tonight?
I'm good, Scott. How about yourself?
I couldn't be better. I'm so happy to get to talk to you. I always enjoy our conversations.
Oh, it's always fun to visit with you, and that was a great time in Pigeon Forge, wasn't it?
Oh, it was the best. We all enjoyed it so much, and boy, what a show that was. Not only were you there, but my gosh, Lacey J. Dalton, Freddie Hart, Erlene Mandrell, Sylvia. It was just an incredible, incredible night.
Yeah, it was. It was lots of fun, and I was very honored. I was very honored to be included in the Hall of Fame there.
Well, it was well-deserved, and you are singing so wonderfully. You've done a lot of great projects the last few years. I know you've worked with David Frizzell and did some stuff with him, and you're just staying busy.
I do stay busy, and then I'm living out here in Montana, where my husband keeps me busy doing who knows what. We have a little farm, little ranch out here, and there's always something to putz with and keep busy with. I have some family out here, my daughter and my husband's kids, and extended family. So it's never a dull moment out here.
I'm sure. And you had the folks from the TV show Yellowstone doing some filming there too, right?
Well, I live in Darby, Montana, and for those, it used to be the best-kept secret in Montana. No longer, because some of your folks are probably thinking, Darby, Montana, where do I know that town from? What is that famous for? Well, it used to be an old logging town, but now it is known for the Chief Joseph Ranch, or some would call it the Dutton Ranch, from the TV series Yellowstone. So we're quite a hopping place out here when they're filming, and of course we're always thrilled to host all the folks there, and it's just been a bit of an uplift for our little community here to have the Yellowstone folks here. In fact, I had some of the crew members staying at my house here. I guess it was last year when they were filming. And it's just kind of exciting to have a little extra stuff going on in town. Otherwise, it's a pretty quiet place.
That's great. I love it. Well, you have got a brand new song out, and I want to thank you for letting me play this tonight. I'm very honored. It's always great when I get to debut a new song. And
you're the first. You're the first, because this song has just been sent out to radio, and for country music station like yours, this is my first interview for it, and so I'm honored to be talking with you. And it is called Branded Soul. People ask me, well, where did I get a song like that? Well, my husband Randy, who is from Montana, was always telling me, oh, lots of stories. He's got more horse stories and cowboy stories and some tough stories about Montana, and then also being inspired by the beauty of this country, and then also then seeing some of what Yellowstone was doing with their show. This song just came to me. I had the first line of the lyrics. Oh, years ago, I started writing a song with those lyrics, and then I had the melody. And then when I saw the television show, I just was a bit inspired with everything and finished the song, and it's called Branded Soul. And it was such an interesting song. I had to go to Nashville and record it right away. And then I finally thought, well, I'm going to put it out on radio because I think people will like it.
Oh, yeah. Well, tell me the story behind the song.
Well, that was the story. I was inspired, like I say, from all the Montana stories my husband would tell and the beauty. And the song basically starts off, the fire's in the sky, the devil's in his eyes. He's riding on the flames that we see rising. And the song is very, very colorful and very, it tells quite a story. But you'll just have to play it for folks and let them hear it and see what they think.
Well, let's do that. I'm excited to play it for you, and we're going to take a little break here and play this for you, and we'll come back and talk to Paulette some more. This is a brand new song called Branded Soul. You can go to paulettecarlson.com, and this song will also be available at all the streaming platforms here shortly as well. We'll keep you posted on that, but here is brand new music from Paulette Carlson, and we'll be back to talk to her some more. Stay with us. All right, that is a brand new song, Branded Soul, from Paulette Carlson, the original voice of Highway 101. Paulette, the song struck me right away because there is a lot of imagery in this song.
Yes, there is. It's almost like a Ghost Riders in the sky.
Yeah.
And it's got a lot of imagery. And I wanted to get a video done for it because I know a lot of cowboys and cowgirls up in the Big Hole, and of course around here where I live in the Bitterroot Valley. But I think everything has been happening so fast, putting the song out there. And like I say, we've had some snow already, and it just gets a little hard to get a video done when winter starts setting in. Although this is a little early for winter yet, but...
Well, it's a gorgeous song. I want to thank you for letting us play it tonight, and we'll be playing it often on the show. And folks, let us know what you think of it on our Facebook page, too. I'd love to get your feedback on that. And Paulette, you've had some beautiful solo albums out in recent years. One of the songs that has become a favorite with ours, in fact, my daughter Merritt, it's her very favorite song of yours, and it's That Old Glass Case. It's another just beautiful song.
I was sitting here in my living room, which I am sitting in right now, my little pink living room. Or actually, it's raspberry and white. But, there goes Cowboy getting after something. But I was sitting at my piano here, and in the corner was my mother's old glass case. And that song just, I remember her telling me that this one little cup and saucer she had given me was a gift that Dad had bought for her on their honeymoon up in Canada. They went fishing. I mean, a man's dream to go on your honeymoon and go fishing. The mother loved it too. But I had all these things on the different shelves, and basically that's where the song That Old Glass Case came from.
In the corner stands a glass case, one my mother gave me from the old home place. Pieces of memories stand upon the shelves, visions of the past with stories to tell. On the top shelf, an old heirloom. Dad gave it to Mom on their honeymoon. It's lasted longer than he ever could. It seems unfair somehow that it ever should. Till he's gone, you won't know how you love him. And when he's gone, there'll be so much to tell him. Her memories of yesterday have all passed along. In that old glass case my father gave to Mom. Mama told me a long time ago, these things, they're all yours now. It's time that I let go. And as her tears fell, I heard the words she said. They're always in my heart, always in my head. Till he's gone, you won't know how you love him. And when he's gone, there'll be so much to tell him. Her memories of yesterday have all shelf stands a painted plate. I signed it, I love you, Mom, on Mother's Day. She smiled, she looked around, she found a special place for my painted plate in her old glass case. Till she's gone, you won't know how you love her. And when she's gone, there'll be so much to tell her. Her memories of yesterday have all passed along. In that old glass case my father gave to Mom. In the corner stands a glass case.
One of the things I love so much about your writing is it's very descriptive, and I can always close my eyes when I listen to one of these songs and picture it in my mind, as is the case with Branded Soul. I mean, I can just see it, and you have a gift for that with your songwriting.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. My husband was telling me that just yesterday. He says, Paulette, one thing about your songs is they're very visual.
Yes.
And quite often tell a story. And, well, even my first song that I wrote in Nashville, when I first moved to Nashville, was The Bed You Made for Me. And that was kind of visual, too, about a woman very upset with her fellow because somebody else was sleeping in the bed he had made for her. And that old headboard was from a house that was about to be torn down, and that was actually very true. It was the old gable from an old house that they were going to tear down.
Oh, wow.
So the Country Music Hall of Fame in Nashville, they had wanted something from Highway and myself way back when we first started, and we didn't know what to give them. I mean, we had just had, I think, one single out, and then maybe Whiskey had come out, Whiskey If You Were a Woman, after The Bed You Made for Me. And I thought, well, I can probably track down that old headboard and give it to them. So they have that old headboard in their archive somewhere.
Oh, wow. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great. You had a wonderful string of hits with that group, and we play them on our shows a lot. And, it's really amazing. Vinyl has made such a big comeback, and a lot of people are buying up vinyl, and quite often I see Highway 101 LPs, and we have them here, too. And we like to put them on the turntable and play them. I think that vinyl still sounds best,
Well, I think so, too. We bought a machine to play the old records on, and we still spin records here, and it's pretty nice. It does have there's a little difference in the sound, and I don't quite know how to describe it, but it just has a little more oomph to it. Digital, I think you lose a little of, I don't know what it is that causes you to lose a little something, but it's nice to see vinyl still there.
Oh, yeah. It's really made a big comeback, and we love to listen to it here. Merritt's got her own collection going now, and she really enjoys listening to vinyl. We'll sit down and just put a record on, and you're right. It really does sound better. There's a warmth there and kind of a vibe that you don't get with the digital stuff,
That's right.
And the cool thing is, on my show, I can actually play records just like a real DJ. I have a turntable that plugs into my computer. So
isn't that something?
I know it.
All the and a lot of radio stations anymore, their music is programmed, and they don't even actually have DJs sometimes at their stations. And to me, that is the saddest thing going, because I mean, when you can call a DJ up and visit with him and request a song, I mean, that's the real deal.
Oh, yeah.
The real deal.
That's the fun
and
part.
A lot of those stations don't even have anything to play a CD on, let alone vinyl.
Yeah. That's the fun part for me. I love that. And when someone calls in and wants a request of an old song, if I don't have it on my computer, I'll go dig in the vinyl and I can put it on. So,
there it is.
There it is. Yep.
That's fun.
Well, I've always kind of wanted to ask you, and recently talking about vinyl, I have been listening to Fleetwood Mac. I picked up a live album that they did in 1980. And it occurred to me that I'm wondering if there was some influence with you there with Stevie Nicks.
No, I can't say there was, although I have great respect for her and for that band. I mean, I do love their music. But at the time that they were really big, I was really into my own thing. I worked 6 nights a week in 4... Let's see, did we do 3 or 4 sets a night? 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. Did 4 sets a night, 6 nights a week, month after month, year after year, in Fargo, North Dakota, Moorhead, Minnesota, Minneapolis. I've been in a dozen different bands. And I'm afraid when I wasn't writing my own music or singing at night, I'm afraid I didn't have much of an influence there. As a younger person, I listened to a lot of older country music, Red Foley, different artists, Patti Page even, and Teresa Brewer, and Kitty Wells. What a sweet gal. I met her, and I mean, wasn't God who made Honky Tonk Angels, folks like that. And I also grew up in Bob Dylan country. I loved folk music when I was a teenager and had a guitar. And like I say, I wrote music since I was a young kid. And I was always pretty much into my own thing, which might be, you might think that's narcissistic, but when you're a kid and you're into, singing and writing music, music wasn't quite as, except on the radio, of course, and if you played vinyl, which I did. My dad and mom had lots of old albums. One of my favorites was an old Western album that was recorded classically with the symphony.
Oh, yeah.
And I used to love to listen to that and dance to that, but when I got to be a teenager, I was so busy with school and, sock hops and all sorts of hay rides, Girl Scout stuff, anything that, you kept busy with, fishing, all sorts of stuff. But so I would listen to radio, and but otherwise I kind of did my own thing.
Well, I'm glad you did, because you do it so well, and you have such a commanding stage presence and that distinctive voice. There is no one else like you, and we all love you without a doubt.
Oh, thank you so much. I tell you, the music lovers have always been so kind to me. The fans out there that would follow us and come to all our concerts, and of course I've been up your way and all across the country, every day in a different city for years, and folks were always so kind to us and so loving and supportive. And I imagine that they're probably wondering, well, where the heck did Paulette go? And she moved on from Highway 101. But I moved out to Montana and been a mother and a wife, been writing songs, and once in a while, if people could find me, I'd go out and do a gig here and there for them, because I was always a gal who couldn't say no, and always loved going out doing shows again. But now here I've got this new single, Branded Soul, and don't you know, people are wondering, well, what the heck is she thinking after all these years? She's putting the song out on radio. But Scott, when a song comes, and a song like this one, I just felt it needed to be out. The last time I did a single that I put out, I don't know if people heard it very, very much, but it was an album that I had done for the Vietnam vets called It's About Time Now. But the single, I don't even know if we did get it out as a single. I don't recall. But I did the album for a song called Thank You, Vets.
Oh, yeah.
And that had come to me one afternoon when my brother Gary, who was a Vietnam vet, was so sick in the hospital. And that song, again, it's a story song, wrote itself probably in 10, 15 minutes, and I don't even think I changed a word on it.
Wow.
And just sat on the bed, and the words just came, and I did an album for it because I thought the fellows and gals needed to hear that song, and their families.
It's an incredible song.
Sometimes you just feel like you have to do things for the music, because that's what my purpose in life has always been.
We owe a debt to our Vietnam vets, and never a thank you we gave. And I hung my head in shame at the hurtful words and the names they had to hear from American lips. But I say they were great men, they were brave men, sons of the blood of our founding fathers. And in the fight, they had the same courage it takes. They stood strong, they fought the wrong, even gave their lives when called upon. Semper Fi was their motto. Thank you, vets. It was a sad day in hell when this country failed to give our boys their rightful due. And they say time heals our wounds, but in this case it's only true if history doesn't repeat itself. And I say they were great men, they were brave men, sons of the blood of our founding fathers. And in the fight, they had the same courage it takes. They stood strong, they fought the wrong, even gave their lives when called upon. Semper Fi was their motto. Thank you, vets. And I'm just a sister who'll never forget when you went, nor the protesters who raged on, hell-bent. Your unspoken words said volumes, and the road you walk we can't imagine. A soldier's weight you carry still with grace. And although it's much too late, the truth cannot be changed. We owe you the thank you that never came. And I say you were great men, you were brave men, sons of the blood of our founding fathers. And in the fight, you had the same courage it takes. You stood strong, you fought the wrong, even gave your lives when called upon. Follow me was your motto. Thank you, vets. petrify was your motto, boys. Thank you, vets.
I have a twofold question for you.
Uh-huh.
When you were with Highway 101, were there some songs that were never that you recorded that never got released? And
Yes.
also,
Okay, what's the rest of your question?
okay, also,
Sorry.
are there some songs that were pitched to you that you passed on and maybe wish you would have done later?
Mostly, yes, out of the clear blue sky, out of the clear sky blue, out of the blue clear sky, clear blue sky, blue clear sky. George Strait ended up cutting that, and we had cut it, but we didn't get a chance to put it out. George had put it out before us, and he did a wonderful job. We used to tour a lot with George Strait, and what a gentleman, and love his singing and just who he is. He's a nice man. And then other than that, we had done a song. Our very last song was called Someone Else's Trouble Now. Well, I didn't want to put out a song like that because it seemed to me it was kind of being snippy or you know, like, and I thought people would relate it to me moving on from the band, and I thought, well, we should not put that out because there's somebody else's trouble now, but we did put it out, and it was a real fun song. But I had written another song that we had cut during that session, and I can't even remember the name of it. It's probably in the can somewhere, but I had written it with, who was it? I guess I can't remember that person's name right now, but I loved the song, and I thought that was a much better song to put out, but they chose the other one. And then, session before that, we had cut a song called One of These Days. Now, you talk about a Fleetwood Mac sound. It was... definitely had that feel to it. And people would always say we're the Fleetwood Mac of country music. I was the Stevie Nicks of country music. And I thought that was a very nice compliment because, of course, I think highly of the band and of Miss Nicks. But I did write a song with a friend of mine, Jerry Cariaga, called One of These Days. And it was definitely that style, like a Fleetwood Mac. And they didn't even put it on the Greatest Hits album. And it was like, oh, Matilda. It's really a good song. But anyway, just because you're part of the band doesn't mean that quite often, let's just say you get outvoted. So you just go with the flow.
Well, maybe one of these days, one of these days, yeah, they'll get that stuff out. I'm sure we'd all love to hear it, and it would be great to hear some of that music.
I should talk to Warner Brothers about that. That would be very interesting to have them release that.
Yeah, I don't think there could be a better time with so much interest in 80s music and the resurgence of the vinyl and everything. I think it would be absolutely welcomed by the fans. That might be a great thing. Yeah.
Well, you know something, Scott? I might have to go back in the studio and cut some more songs and grab some other older songs and actually put an album out myself rather than just a single. We'll see how the single does. If my friends and fans out there do a little social networking, which I have been very poor at that. I need to pick up and do. I never know what I'm going to do though, so I avoid pushing buttons because who knows what's going to happen if I push a button. But maybe my friends and fans out there will do a little social media, and Branded Soul will take off, and then I'll go in and I'll do an album.
Well, I think that would be wonderful, and I would be waiting right here to get it all on the air for you. How's that?
Oh, thank you so much, Scott. Scott, it's always so fun to visit with you. I mean, you're a delight to talk to, and I really appreciate your support. You've always been there for me.
Well, it always will be, and I appreciate your friendship, and it's just wonderful. You'll call out of a clear blue sky sometimes, and it's so uplifting to talk to you, and I can never thank you enough for all the wonderful music you've given us through all these years.
Well, you're welcome, Scott. It's a pleasure that for me that you and the folks enjoy it. And you and the family are always welcome out here in Darby, Montana. I've got a big house and room for everybody.
Wonderful. That sounds like it'd be a fun vacation. We'll have to do that.
It would be great. Just don't come in the heat of the summer. we get fires out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fall, late fall is always a good time. Early spring.
I'll bet. That's great. Well, folks, again, Branded Soul, the beautiful new song from Paulette Carlson, PauletteCarlson.com, and all the streaming platforms.
I want to say that the streaming and the downloads, it's going out on Orchard Distribution, so it will be available October 29th for anyone who wants to stream it or download it.
Perfect, and we will keep track of that and make sure we have that information on our Facebook page for you too, folks. Well,
thanks so much, Scott.
Oh, thank you so much for your time, Paulette. I appreciate it so much.
And you have a great day, and hi to the family.
All right.
Hi to all my fans out there and friends.
Folks, here's some great music from Paulette Carlson and Highway 101 as we continue with My Kind of Country. Paulette, thanks again.
You're welcome.